of how I do this and show you my 3 gardens all in one video. Hang on there. And took the camera from my wife. So anyway, I'll talk to you about this one first. This one is my, I call it my laboratory, lettuce laboratory. Over there on the left is a couple of ridiculous plants. That's what they're called, R-E-D, ridiculous. Then the next 2 are Merlots. So they're in quart mason jars, and they all have these little net cups in them. And I'll pull one up here, show you. There we go. There's a net cup. There's the roots, and inside the net cup is a little plug where I put a couple of seeds. And these plants are now closing in on 40 days old. They have been harvested, and when I say harvest, I mean I go over to them and I pick off the big leaves around the bottom, okay? And I leave a few leaves up on top to catch the light so they can grow more. And these were harvested 3 days ago, and they look a little forlorn once you harvest them, but you can see in 3 days they're back. So the reason I wanted to do this today is I've got company coming this weekend, and this is Thursday, and Cheryl said, be sure you have enough lettuce for them. Well, I've got plenty. I've got 12 plants. But what I'm going to show you today is how I set this up. One of the things I want you to notice, and I don't know if you probably can't see it here, but there's a chain that goes up to the rafters in my little room, and then I have the lights back here are, I've got a little, this is a weaker light here, and that's just for front, so it shows better. But the real money maker is this one here. Notice it's got a pretty thick cable on it. It's a 120 watt LED. All the lights are 5000 K, and that allows, they put out UV light, so you don't want to look at them, stare at them. They put out UV light, and that's what these plants need. If you use 4000 K or below, you won't get much in the way of plant growth. Okay, so I'm going to take you back now. This is just a part of my spare room. There you can see the wall not put into the other spare room where the furnace is. But this is where I started out, and now it's okay to film here. When I take you back to the other part, you'll see 2 more gardens. Now there's 4 plants here. Back here I have 8 more plants. And we'll just walk back here and I'll show you the gardens a little bit, just a quick show, and then I'm going to point to some other things. Anyway, this has 2 ridiculous plants and 2 buttercrunch. Buttercrunch is the green ones, the other's the red. Now over here on the end there's a Merlot, and then there's a couple of green buttercrunches, and right in the middle is another ridiculous. That's kind of a new plant. It's sort of a fad for me. But if you think about it, I can only get about 4 on here at a time when they get big. But I won't have to ever need any more space in this, because when I get done, let's see, today's Thursday, so I'll probably harvest these tomorrow. I'll go around and take the bottom leaves off, and I'll have plenty of salad for the weekend, way more than I need. I'll probably give a bag of it to a neighbor. Okay, so these have, actually this one here has 3 lights, and I've overdone it. It doesn't really need it, but this one right here in the middle, like I said, that's the money light. That's the one that you shoot, give you a shot down it, shoots its light straight down on those plants. This one here I use just mostly to help me make a video. I don't really use the back one, but I had these. That's all I had the first 4 years until they came out with these stronger lights. and I still use them. Over here in the corner, some of my leftover lights from the first 4 years. They only cost like $16 a piece. And I used them for 4 years, grew a lot of lettuce with them. I like this heavier light, or this more powerful light, because it brings out the color in the lettuce. Now I use the top. These are all on a, let's see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 shelf stand. I bought these stands 10 years ago for $25 a piece. They're 4 foot long and 2 foot wide. And I hook the lights into the top one, okay? And so then I use the top for storage and stuff. And there's a little room up here. I put a few things up there, which I'll show you here in a second. Anyway, I grow with these three gardens. I grow about 120, equivalent 120 heads of lettuce a year. I can grow more, but I have to throw away a lot more. Okay, now to get you to some things I use, well, I'll put this down here. This is sort of weird, but the way I use it. Anyway, let's take a look at what I have here on the table. Okay, in the front here is the little thing that the small scoop is a teaspoon, and I put a teaspoon of powder. The powder comes in a green sack. I get it on Amazon. And then I put the powder, 1 spoonful, in this milk jug, okay? Then, since I have a sink down here and I can't get the milk jug under it, I can put that in there. I stick this on the milk jug, put it in there, fill it up with water. I got to fill up 3 milk jars a week. I put them under this old towel because when they have fertilizer in it, the light would cause them maybe to grow some algae in there, and nothing grows in there when you got that over there. But that's what that stuff does. It likes to grow plants, and algae is a plant. Anyway, this is my setup, and I really like it. I don't know if oh, by the way, I go over and I top off these plants about every 2 days. This is really handy. This little pot, this is an old water pot for plants, copper, and my wife let me have, so that's what I use. I just use some things around the house I have. I don't have very much money invested in these. All of these lights, even that more powerful light, the more powerful light was $20. Then they're still right around $20 for them. But that more powerful light replaces, before I had these less powerful lights, which here's one of them, and there's some in the corner. It took 3 of them to grow it the way I wanted to. But this light is as powerful as 3. So I leave these on, and I turn this off. This is what it looks like. I'm going to turn off my ones I use for photography a little bit and see what it shows. This is what it is. Just has a 1 light under there. It's hitting the plants hard, putting all that energy into them. And once I pick these, they'll look kind of forlorn tomorrow night, but by Monday, they'll look just like this again. And I can pick each one of these plants about 6 times until it bolts. So what I have to do now, since I know these will be getting near the end of their run here in a little bit, within this next week, I'm going to have to start. I'll probably start 8 new plants, and they'll all be huddled down at one end of this, and I won't have to touch them for 30 days. I fill them with the nutrients, put the seeds in there, and the little plants grow. But in 30 days, I start harvesting them again, and that's the way I recycle all this. Okay, I think that's enough for now.